say it never rains in Southern California, but it's pouring in the Bay.
I get the Three of Action over the Black Panther, and this is saying that the community loved her, and she loved the community, and she took action to build the community. It's funny that nothing fell over the Unity token. Okay, so over the Black Plague, I get a closed cowrie, a penny, the probability of luck, the protection token over the plague. This is saying that Harriet Tubman. This is saying that Harriet Tubman was protected from illnesses. I'm hearing that she did die of some sort of disease, but she was given a long life because she was doing Spirit's work. Spirit was like, as long as you're doing the work, we're going to keep you protected. And once your work is done, you can rest in peace. I get the elephant over the guillotine. So this is speaking about her being cut off from the material world. So she didn't do any of this work for recognition, for fame. She didn't do any of this work for money. And the elephant represents an animal that has an intrinsic value. It's everything on it is valuable. But this is speaking specifically about the physical world's value. The value of the physical world, or the value of material things, and her not having a desire for them. I get the direction token over the beehive, and it's pointing southeast. And this for me represents no in a spirituality. So it's saying no to spirit, and it's going east. So it's like no spirituality. So this is saying that she had a hive. She had a following, but she was not a spiritual leader to people. She was a spiritual advisor. So she advised people on how to get their freedom. She didn't teach people this is what you need to do to be free. She advised them on how to be free. And if you wanted to not stay free, if you didn't want freedom, that was on you. I get the strength token over the chicken, over the raw chicken. So this is saying that she wasn't a coward. I get the attachment token and the good luck token and the closed cowrie over the men's cabinet. So this is saying that she was a very romantic woman, but she kept her romantic life private. I'm hearing that as far as her marriage and her sex life, she kept that to herself. She didn't speak about that. These two tokens are not on the board. I have 2 closed cowries, 2 open cowries, and the 5 of instability over the mirror. Now, this is speaking about Harriet Tubman and her. The mirror for me represents illusion. So, I learned this from the Enlightenment Transformation Network, that Oshun, the energy of Oshun looks into the mirror and she laughs because she finds humor in that. The world is all an illusion. So, but being that there are 2 closed cowries and 2 open cowries here, it's like a laughing thing, and it's an instability, and it's talking about instability. So this is saying that she was so courageous because she had acquired a deep knowing that the world is all an illusion. She said to her, Geo Lambert tries to teach people that the world is all an illusion, and you can create whatever reality that you want. In this world, if you just believe that everybody else is just playing a role. And she knew that she was playing a role, so she was intentionally intimidating white people because she knew that she could intimidate them. She intentionally played smarter than them because she played the role of being smarter, and she was smarter. But with that being said, I get the witch token face down over the pearls, and this is saying that she didn't use magic. She was not a witch. She didn't play around in spell work and such. She was actually a very Christian woman. I get the ancestors token, and I get the simplify shell over the jellyfish, and this is saying that she this is saying that to me, this is saying that she was walking into a burning house. So that's the craziest thing you can do: walk into a burning house. You know, the jellyfish is translucent, so that means that you can see inside and out of it, and you know that and it's poisonous. So it's like, you know, that to me represents a burning house. So her ancestors were protecting her from walking into a burning house, and that burning house was trying to escape the plantation. That was more dangerous than staying on the plantation. I get a closed cowrie and the choose peace token over the microphone. So being that the cowrie is closed and the choose peace token is over it, she was loud. She would not be silenced. Harriet Tubman was not someone that didn't not speak about slavery. She was very vocal about it. She said, no, this is wrong. I'm going to say that this is wrong. You're not going to take the middle ground. You're going to say that this is wrong. I'm going to push you to it. And freeing my people is the most important thing on this planet right now. I get the mother, the power token, and the quarter over the stork. So I can't exactly remember if Harriet Tubman had children. I don't think that she did. But this is saying that she actually this is saying that if she did have children, she has a very powerful bloodline. And that they would, I wish that she did have children, because she would have had some very awesome leaders in this. She would have produced some very awesome leaders in this world. But yeah, that's what this is talking about. Now, with that being said, I'm going to now get into the tarot portion of my reading. I wanted to do more of the bone reading, but it would take me forever to do these. All right, give me 1 second to clean this up. Okay, so now I'm going to do a reading on the Kumbihi, not Kumbihi. I'm sorry, you all. All right, you all. Now I'm going to do a reading on the Kumbi Fairy Raid, and I'm going to also see about her receiving any rewards in the afterlife, and I also want to know, what does she think about those who wanted to remain enslaved? Okay, so I know that Harriet Tubman led the Kumbi Fairy Raids. I think that everyone should read about that if you don't know about it. So in the Kumbi Fairy Raids, Spirit is saying that, okay, Spirit, the first thing the Spirit is saying is Harriet Tubman treated these men like they were children. And what I mean is that she was very cooperative. She wasn't bossy at all. And they did attempt to treat her as though she was an equal, but they had this secret, as W.E.B. Du Bois would say, they had this secret contempt and pity for her. And she was able to see that. Nevertheless, she wore a mask with them. And as you can see, she also, like, they valued anything that she said, so she didn't speak a lot. And if she did speak, it was to direct them, they were direct their attention to something, direct their attention to a blind spot, something that they have forgotten, or direct their attention to a better idea. Now, the Hermit card is saying that she was known for, she would meditate. And she would pray and ask God, please give me the solutions and the answers. They trusted her for her intuition. Now, they weren't as devout as she was, as a Christian, but Harriet Tubman was incredibly valuable to them, as here she is as their leader. What the Six of Swords represents for Harriet Tubman is someone that was able to keep. She was a good luck token to the other men that were participating in the Cumbie Ferry raid. Harriet Tubman was their good luck token because she was spiritually protected. And she was their good luck token because of her intuitive ability. She was their good luck token because all of her advice worked. Now, they listened to her. She made her so valuable. She knew when to speak and when not to speak. She also knew that the value of her opinions or her advice would decline the more that she gave it. So she allowed for them to rack their brains and follow by their plans rather than tapping into spirit for them, for themselves. If they had been praying as much as she had been, if they were as sincere in heart to finding the Christ consciousness, then they would have been successful without her. Unfortunately, that was not. Hey, fortunately, unfortunately, it doesn't really matter. That just wasn't the case. Okay, so this next set of cards is speaking about. I get the Six of Coins, the Four of Cups, and the One of Swords. It doesn't matter. The One of Swords, the Ace of Swords. But this is saying that she helped them to forge new tools. And they. Okay, so here's the thing. So I'm hearing that the Cumbie River raid was not originally her idea, but she was appointed to help this particular team of men. I'm hearing that they were moderately successful. They won, they won most of the battles that they fought, but this one was a very clean sweep because of her. Now, the Two of Coins is speaking specifically about her turning down payment for this opportunity. So she didn't want to be paid for what she was doing. The only thing that Harriet Tubman wanted was she wanted to make sure that no one that was being freed was harmed by the people that she was working with. And she had a scintilla of distrust towards, white people, especially liberal white people. But, why wouldn't she during that time? And in addition to that, Spirit had told her to be suspicious of those that were around her. If she was willing to, point a gun in the face of someone that was getting in her way, if she was willing to point a gun in the face of a slave of an enslaved person that was getting in her way when she was trying to free them, best believe she has some suspicion towards some white people. Now, I get the Four of Cups as well. The Four of Cups is saying that, these men were, they were like children, you know, they were like babies. They needed her guidance. They needed this, they needed an energy that was unfamiliar with the the vocabulary of the armed services and their very insular way of thinking, and she thought helped them to think outside the box. And the one of Swartz is talking about her forging new tools, a new path, and bringing them bringing them a different sort of energy. So it's like she had the Beyonce effect, where Kelly and Michelle work twice as hard because they're next to Beyonce, or when you're high and your song comes on and then you can dance a little bit better, or when you get on FaceTime with someone you really like, you know how to structure your face and cover up that missing tooth. That was the energy that she brought to this particular team. She helped to invigorate them. So that's what helped them to be successful. And I'm going to now ask about, I'm going to ask a little bit more about this, because I want to know, did she have to combat any sexism from these white men when she was helping them? Okay, Spirit is saying no, that actually she didn't. They're saying that she didn't allow for those things to happen. She was bold. She would say, no, you're not going to speak to me in that way. We're not doing it. She was very bold, and she helped them to refocus on their mission. She was able to use the language of cooperation to remind them that you're not going, fighting against me, hurting my feelings hurts the entire team. So she was the nucleus or the heart of white people when she was working with them. And so that's what I get from that. So I want to know now, what rewards did she receive in the afterlife? I want to know, what rewards did she receive in the afterlife? If you're enjoying this reading, please let me know if you're enjoying this Harriet Tubman reading. Rewards in the afterlife. The King of Swords, the Ten of Coins, and the Knight of Cups. Okay, so Harriet Tubman, like I said before, she became an ancestor. So one of the things that happened when she returned to the afterlife is that she ended up meeting she encountered her highest self. Her highest self is a masculine energy, actually. And she harmonized with her highest self to become a part of the universe, to become an ancestor. So she's part of the divine mind. I also get the Ten of Coins. So this is saying that she was able to tap into her ancestral treasury. So she's living lavishly. On the other side, I get the Knight of Cups, and this is speaking about her. Just she's just really, she's able to just be as an ancestor. She's able to just be, to just live, to just exist and watch and absorb, and to have her energy move through the universe. And if you want to tap into it, you can tap into it. Her cosmic energy is sprinkled throughout the world, I'm hearing. But that was the reward that she received. She didn't have to reincarnate. And with her being tapped into her ancestral treasury, it's not just her that's eating golden sardines and diamond encrusted escargot and drinking unicorn blood. It's her entire family is eating well. Every one of her ancestors is eating well, and that was her reward for the afterlife. And the Knight of Cups is talking about her just not having to think or plan or do any of that. It's just, she can just be. If she wants to just bring her energy back to the earth through the form of the dollar bill, and make sure her name is circulated in the economy. Shout outs to 2020. She can do that. And actually, I mean, she's going to do that. But that's all to say that, Spirit has blessed her. She's been blessed to have her name resonating throughout the United States and across the world. But there are trumpets constantly playing for her, and a harp that's constantly being strung and in her honor on the other side. All right, so what does she think of those that wanted to remain enslaved? I get the 7 of coins, the 10 of wands. I also get the 10 of cups. The 7 of coins is talking about she felt that they were going to stay dead. They were as good as dead. I get the 10 of wands, and she felt that they were that they had not been tapping into their full spiritual potential. And I get the 10 of cups, saying that she felt like they were going to always miss out on a celebration, and that they were stuck in their thinking, because stubbornness is a masculine trait, and stubbornness is good. It's great to be stubborn because it will keep you focused, and sometimes stubbornness is great because it won't take you off your path. But as you can see with the 7 of coins, she felt as though these people were just going to stay in poverty, that they were going to continue being chased by death, and that she felt that it was better for those people to just die in their situation than for her to try to help them find their own power and divinity. I'm gonna pull a couple more cards. Hold on one second. The 4 of coins, the strength card, and then the Queen of coins. She felt like y'all Negroes are comfortable. That's how I hear it. Y'all Negroes are comfortable. And y'all need to learn that comfortable will lead you to your death. You're comfortable dying. You're comfortable not doing more. You're comfortable staying where you are. You're comfortable not having your freedom. You're comfortable. That's how I hear it. The 4 of coins is just speaking about, she felt like those people were comfortable in their situations. She's kind of racking. I see her kind of just, tugging at her head scarf and shuffling around, and she's just like, man, what is wrong? What is wrong? It's like when she ran away, she was successful, and it was not so much that it was easy for her, but it was an adventure. She played smart. She's just like, just use your common sense and you'll be okay.
It's been a long time, but I still got a love for you, and that won't ever change. San Jose, they say it never rains in Southern California, but it's pouring in the Bay. San Jose, girl, I know we tried to tell ourselves those lies.